Hello friends, welcome back. This is CA Rahul Ranka here, and in this session we're going to talk about a topic here, a lesson called a strategic analysis and planning, right? So let me take you through this particular lesson here. The first thing we will study here is situational analysis. Now, before you go into war, before you go into any battle, before you go into examination hall, before you start a business, before you take any strategic action, there is one need, and that need is analysis. Analysis of what you are and what is your external environment, analysis of your internal strengths and weaknesses, and externally what are the opportunities and threats. So this analysis is called as situational analysis, situation analysis, also famously called as environment analysis. This is one of the steps before you do any strategic planning. It's a groundwork which is needed. Strategic, situational analysis or environmental analysis, where your entire focus is first to understand yourself and also understand your environment in which you're working. Only then we can know what could be our strategy, right? So here in situational analysis, I will first read out the first paragraph highlighted there. Before developing any strategy, the foremost requirement is carrying out a situation analysis. A situation analysis or environment analysis is an essential component of any strategy formulation. कोई भी स्ट्रेटेजी बनाने के पहले हमारे सिचुएशन को हमें एनालाइज करना बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? सिचुएशन को एनालाइज करना, इसका मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by analyzing the situation? Analyzing the situation basically means analyzing what are the opportunities you have, the resources which you have, what are the challenges you face, how you can what are your weaknesses which you have. So these are the portion which we need to analyze, and that is called a situation analysis. I will take you further. A complete situation analysis focuses on four areas. Number one, the problem, the severity and its causes. What is the problem? How severe it is? What are the reasons for such problem? Second is the people. That is basically who are the stakeholders who are involved in this particular situation. The third one is the context, and the fourth one is what are the factors which will make the change, what are the factors which will bring the change, right? So these are the four areas which a situation analysis focuses on. Let me take you further. So basically, in a simple language, situation analysis is nothing but analyzing your internal and your external environment. This will clearly identify the capabilities of the firm, capabilities of the organization, its customer, its potential customers, its competitors, its business environment, the impact they're going to have on the entity of the organization, right? Moving further, what is the need for situation analysis? So why should we do an environment analysis before framing or before formulating any strategy? Which is very obvious. If you want your strategy to be effective, if you want your strategy to give the result which you are anticipating, it will happen only when your situational analysis or your environment analysis is strong and clear. Only then your strategy will be better focused and implemented, right? So need for situation analysis, it gives the picture of all the opportunities, the resources, the challenges, and the barriers, right? Moving further, suitability of situation analysis, engagement of, see, in whenever you do environment analysis or the also called a situation analysis, you will have to consider all the stakeholders. You will have to take the opinion of your suppliers. You will have to also talk to your customers, your team, your top management, your venture capitalist. You will have to speak to the market experts. You might have to speak to some of the government officers too. So these all people need to be consulted. Only then your situation analysis will be more effective, right? And this situation analysis, when are we supposed to do? Generally, this situation analysis is generally done before you start any project, before you start any business. You generally, before any strategy is implemented, we generally do this situation analysis, right? Now this situation analysis is applicable everywhere, be it your organization, be it your family, be it your individual self. You will have to do the situation analysis. But in business, when we talk about business, the situation analysis will bring few elements into focus. One is, what are we producing or selling? That will be one area of focus. The product which we are producing, the services which we are producing, how we can improve that, what are the deficiencies of product or services which we right now have. So a complete analysis of what we offer to our customer, that has to be done. And secondly, you will have to, the second element in situation analysis is competitive situation. In other words, who are the competitors? How many competitors are there? Is the competition intense or all are in back foot? That is also important. So if there is a very aggressive competition, your situation analysis will give you different outcome, and accordingly the strategy will also be determined, right? So competitive situation is the second element of situation analysis. And then you have the third one, which is your distribution channel. That has to be analyzed. How you are selling the goods to ultimate consumer, your transportation, your logistic, your networking, your distributors, your wholesalers, all that has to also be analyzed. And then you have the fourth element, which is environmental factors, which is the external environment, the government policies, the changes in the fashion, taste, custom in the society, the environmental changes. All this will also be very important factors which needs to be completely analyzed before any project or strategy is actually implemented, right? And the last point here, opportunity and issue analysis, which basically means it's a part of environment analysis where we try to understand what are the opportunities which are available for the firm, what are the issues the firm is facing, and how these two can be balanced to achieve the desired goals and objectives of the organization, right? So that will be possible with SWOT analysis, right? Moving further, a very important analysis we have here, SWOT or TOWS analysis. In creating the strategic planning and the plans, we need to first have the understanding of our environment, which is what we call it as situation analysis or environment analysis. Now, how can that be done? There are various techniques, and one of the topmost and the most famous technique across the globe is SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The first two, strength and weaknesses, is internal. What are the strengths and weaknesses of an organization? So that is particular to a particular firm, a particular organization. What are its advantages and disadvantages? In which areas it is good and in which areas it is not? In which areas it has some strength and in where they are lagging behind or they have weaknesses. So that analysis has to be done, because no one, be it individual or an organization, no one is perfectly perfect in all the places. So we have our own strengths and weaknesses. Like for your individual case, and when it comes to study plan, you will have to first understand what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. There might be some strengths and there might be some weaknesses. You have to write it down and understand and evaluate each of those points. This is a part of environment understanding or environment analysis, right? So that is S and W, which is internal. And then you have OT, SWOT, OT, opportunities and threat. Now these two terms are with regard to the external environment. We live in an environment which throws us a lot of opportunities. At the same time, a lot of threats are also there. So we have to uh, embark on the opportunities. We have to use the opportunities as they come along our way, and also successfully face all the threats which we have in the process of achieving our vision, right? So SWOT analysis is basically analysis of internal and external environment, but more specifically worded here, strength and weaknesses internally and opportunities and threats externally, right? So let me take you through. SWOT is unique, is quite helpful in formulating a company's strategy. So as I've already said, if you want to formulate, if you want to prepare a strategy, you will have to first have this particular analysis done in detail, right? The origin of SWOT analysis is supposed to be rooted in the concept of force field analysis pronounced by K. Levin in 1950. So the SWOT analysis originated from this particular concept which was given by Levin in 1950, force field analysis. So from there came the SWOT analysis. The credit goes to Levin, right? Now this was very famous, SWOT analysis, but then came a small shift in the analysis, and that was TOWS, TOWS. It's just the reverse of SWOT. If you see, SWOT is now written in a reverse order. If you see TOWS, SWOT. So it's basically the same as SWOT, but in reality, in terms of concept, it is slightly different. The terminology is same: threat, opportunities, weaknesses and strength. But here the focus is more, the first importance is given to the external environment and then internal environment. Many people believe that why should we first focus within ourselves? First try to understand the external environment. So the first preference is given to external environment analysis, which basically means analyzing the opportunities and the threats in our environment. Once that is done, then we can probably get into our own self and understand what are our weaknesses and strengths. So same concept, but the importance is different. The SWOT analysis goes from inside to outside. In TOWS analysis, we go from outside into inside, right? Let me read out the theoretical part here. While in SWOT analysis, one starts with evaluation of internal strength and weaknesses and seek the manner of their best application, taking into account the external environment. So that is what? Where internal first and then external, which means we go from inside to outside, right? In TOWS, the reverse happens. TOWS analysis scans the opportunities and threats existing in the external environment and then generates, compares and select the strategies based on our internal weaknesses and strength to utilize the opportunities and face the threats. So first focus is outside and then we move into inside. So we first identify the opportunities and then threats and then see that how those can be addressed with our weaknesses and strength, right? Moving further here, a tool for strategy generation and selection, SWOT. SWOT analysis is a tool for audit analysis. So basically, TOWS is to generate strategy and select one of the strategy. That's TOWS. But if you see SWOT, SWOT is mainly oriented towards audit and analysis of the organization. So there's a slight change in the focus. The TOWS analysis focus more on strategies, and SWOT analysis focus more on audit of the organization, right? SWOT at the beginning of the planning process, and TOWS later as one decides upon ways forward, right? So at the start of the planning process we go for SWOT, but later on when we go more deeper into strategy formulation we adopt TOWS, right? So is this SWOT or TOWS applicable or to be used only by top management? The answer is no. This analysis, SWOT, TOWS analysis, as I've already said earlier, could be done by any organization, small or big, or NGO or government or non-government. Even individuals can do this SWOT analysis, right? Moving further, further use of TOWS by examining threats and opportunities before analyzing strengths and weaknesses can further allow for more productive analysis and interpretation of external environment, leading to more informed decision. Watkins, there's this person who said it's better to first focus outside and then inside. In other words, this person believes or propagates TOWS philosophy. So they say first go outside, check all that, and then probably come inside and check how you can take the opportunities and threat, face them with all your strengths and weaknesses, right? So that is the support which TOWS get over SWOT. Now there are various strategies which you will come across once you have analyzed this strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threat, which is internal and external environment, is when completely analyzed. You will have 4 possible strategies with you. One possible strategy is strength and SO. We can famously call it as SO, where we use our strength to encash the opportunities. Our strength is used to take the advantage of the opportunities available externally. This is SO. Then you have W, where our weaknesses is reduced so that we can better take the advantage of the opportunities. Weaknesses, opportunities. And then you have the third one, that the third combination is ST, which means we use our strength to face the threats. And the last one is WT, which means we reduce our weaknesses. We reduce our weaknesses so that the threat will not be that harmful to us. So the last one is more defensive, very, very defensive play. It's like playing in a test match where you play very defensively. That kind of strategy is the last one, where you are reducing your weaknesses so that the threat does not impact you much. It's a very defensive approach, right? Moving further, this is what we have spoken here are the 4 strategies or trade-off between internal and external factors. There are, the same thing can be also said in the following paragraphs as 4 different types of strategy, the same thing but in a different way. One is aggressive strategy, which is maxi-maxi. Maxi-maxi means, what do you mean by maxi-maxi? I will speak about that. First let me speak out the 4 strategies. Aggressive, maxi-maxi, conservative, maxi-minim, mini, competitive, mini-maxi, and defensive, mini-mini. What do you mean by all this is here elaborated here. Aggressive strategy or maxi-maxi strategy. According to this person here, the aggressive strategy, that is maxi-maxi strategy, consists of maximum exploitation of the synergy effect present between the strong sides of the organization and opportunities generated by the environment. It is a strategy of strong expansion and diversified development. In other words, using our strength to take the maximum advantage of opportunities. It's the same as I have already said in the earlier one, which is I referred it as SO. That SO is this aggressive strategy. SO is aggressive strategy where we use our strength to the maximum to take the opportunities and the advantages of those opportunities to the maximum, right? So that is why it is called as max. It is strength versus opportunities. Then you have conservative strategy. What do you mean by conservative strategy? But before that, I will just complete one more part in the aggressive strategy, that is maxi strategy. Such kind of strategy adopts capturing a lot of other companies, trying to take over the companies, trying to introduce more competition into the market, more competitive product, concentration of resources and competitive products. These are the methods used by these people who adopt aggressive strategy. Then we have conservative strategy. So what do you mean by conservative strategy? In conservative strategy, it is also called as maxi-mini, which means using our strengths to the maximum to face the threat, to minimize the threat. So our strengths are used to minimize the threat. Rather than taking the advantage, which is very aggressive, we are just trying to consolidate our position by using our strength and reducing the external threat. That is called as maxi-mini strategy or conservative strategy, right? So here strength is matched to threat, so which is ST, right? So that's ST here. You can, when you prepare, you have to have your pencil, you have to have your books and note down what I'm saying here, right? So this is ST here. Strength is used to minimize the weaknesses. And then you have the third strategy, which is called as competitive strategy, which is mini-maxi, which means we try to minimize our weaknesses and take the opportunities which come to us. This is called as competitive strategy. Minimize our weakness and bang on the opportunities which we have. So this is WO, weaknesses reduced to take the advantage of opportunities. WO, also called as mini-maxi, also called as competitive strategy, right? It includes the strategy includes improving the line of product, that is introducing new products, improvement of commercial resources, improvement of productivity, reducing the cost, maintaining the competitive advantage. These are all part of this strategy. And the last one is the defensive strategy, which I've already spoken. It is called as mini-mini. In this strategy, we minimize our weaknesses so that the impact of the threat on us will be also minimum. So here weaknesses are reduced to reduce the effect of threat. So W is matched to T, that is called as mini-mini, and it's a very, very back foot facing of the situation where we are very much defensive and we try to reduce our weaknesses and see that the threats do not impact us in a greater way, right? It includes gradual withdrawal, probably running away from the situation, or reducing the cost, reducing the profitability, productive ability, reducing the investment. It's all about closing down so that you are not impacted by the threats. With that, I conclude this particular session. Thank you so much. This is CA Rahul Ranka.